Can you solve crime using AI? Well, I built a simple app for this. Now, what is the crime? Well, the crime is actually a made-up scene where 40 crores worth of diamonds just vanished. So the first thing is to basically create a scene map. This right here is a made-up scene, and then based on what each and every person tells, you could actually create a timeline like this and play the timeline. This will basically tell you where each person was at a particular time and who is basically near, say, the vault where the jewel was actually stolen from. This should be analysis number one. And then analysis number two is basically a network analysis. This can be done by looking at how people are connected to each other, almost like a Facebook graph, right? How you and your friends are related. You could actually basically build this to kind of build an association diagram. Then finally, you can do something called as a timeline analysis. So here, what you basically do is you create a very detailed case report, and then what you do is across each of these particular timestamps, you basically get the statement from each of the associated individuals, and then find out who is telling the truth and who is lying at what point. So then what we can do is we can basically create a lie scorecard, and then you can see if people associated with each other are lying. So here in this made up case, you can basically see that Arjun, Vikram and Prakash are lying. And then in the network analysis tool, they are actually associated with each other. But that is not the interesting part. You can basically take all of this data and send it to AI. And what AI can basically do is analyze the network connections, the crime scene movements. It can then cross-reference timeline statements, and then finally generate a final report and find our suspect. I think a software like this would be really cool, because think about it. Every case can be analyzed in a similar way. It can then later start matching patterns with one crime versus another crime. Let me know what you think about this in the comments. Share and follow.